Hey credit warriors, Credit Shifu here. Now a while back it was really in fashion to do these what I spend in a week videos.
Recently on YouTube there's a personal finance trend that's been going around where people document and share their weekly spendings in the city that they live in.
We're going to go over some of my fixed weekly costs.
How much I spend as a 24-year-old in Los Angeles.
What I spend in a week. It's where people go and document their normal everyday lives and add up where all of their money goes and how they spend it. Most of it makes me cringe and some of it is inspiring.
Now I never jumped on the trend at the time, but recently I've been going crazy in the lockdown, so I thought I'd give myself a project. Now a lot of these videos seem to be people trying to spend as little as possible.
I spent $33 for all of my food for this week.
And the total cost for this entire breakfast comes to a delightful $1.02. After that, I top it off with a cup of homemade iced coffee, of which the total comes to about 20 cents between the cost of beans, filters, and cream.
Now I myself have never really focused on spending as little as possible. Actually, I focus more on increasing income rather than decreasing spending. One day I'll do a video about my $8 coffee. But I'm not completely clueless as to getting good value out of my spending. I will at least carefully choose which credit card to spend at a certain store to maximize the amount of points and miles or cashback that I can get. I normally hit around 4 or 5%. And then on top of that, I'll see what deals I can combine with it. Now, I live in New York. No, not New York City. Well, technically I am still in the New York metro area, but it looks more like this. We live in Orange County, one of the last few stops on the train line to New York City in the foothills of the Catskills Mountains. This is some footage I shot near my house. Can I get a thumbs up for drone footage? Now I would say upstate New York, but people like Ryan Scribner who really live in upstate New York would probably laugh at me. And if you look at it on the map, it appears to be right next to New York City anyway. So here is what I spend in a week living where I live. And just one point, this video was shot in the time of Rona, so obviously there are a few minor differences, probably a little bit less gas spending than I would normally have because I'm hardly driving anywhere. The restaurant spending has been at all the normal restaurants I would go to, but it's been obviously takeout rather than sit down, although I have been giving tips even for takeout because, come on, you know, we got to help these people out. Their businesses are suffering, so I'm giving tips even for takeout at the moment. And there is also one big monthly item that I'm saving on, and I'll get onto that at the end of the video. But anyway, let's go. Yeah, I know, I probably should have started on a Monday, but you know, some people do consider Sunday the first day of the week. I went to Quora to see if I could find an answer to that, but I just got this. Yeah, kind of like a chicken and the egg thing going on there. Anyway, this is the day that I did my grocery shopping. I spent $177.13 at ShopRite. I saved $23.07 for being a member, although it's probably overpriced to begin with and you're just getting it back down to normal price, I don't know. And I used the Chase Freedom, which is currently offering 5 points per dollar at grocery stores. Then on the way back, we got tacos at Frontera Tacos and Tequila. First time I ordered takeout from here, so I took advantage of a 10% offer for your first online order through their website. So I saved $4.05, but then I tipped $4.05, because remember, I'm giving tips even for takeaway now, and the total came to $28.96. And I used the American Express Gold Card, which earns 4 points per dollar on dining. Now the last item for Sunday is my phone bill, and I get my phone through Google Fi. It's a family plan. It is on the expensive side. It's $134.02, but it means I can call for free internationally to 50 countries. So it is pretty useful. It has a few other advantages as well. And I put that spending on the Chase Sapphire Reserve. Now I know some people might say, oh, why didn't you use the Ink Preferred? I do have that card, but remember that is a business card and I do like to keep my business and personal spending separate. So I kind of forgo the 3x points per dollar on that, but yeah, just putting that on the Sapphire Reserve. So the total for Sunday is $340.11, but if you take out the phone bill, which technically is a monthly recurring expense rather than a weekly expense, it comes to $206.09. More on that later. Let's look at Monday. Now on Monday, I spent a whopping, wait for it, $0. Yep, just quarantined in my house, eating my groceries, making videos, and that's basically it. So my Monday total was 0, and my Monday total for non-recurring spend, just weekly spend, was 0 as well. Now I know, I'm a YouTuber, and if you're a YouTuber, especially a finance-related YouTuber, you should really drive a Tesla.
I have a Tesla, so the cost of electricity works out to be $1 per day because of how little I drive.
Car electricity, obviously I don't pay for gas. I would estimate, depending on how much I drive and if I supercharge, because my supercharging is basically free, it's between $5 and $15.
Well, I'm sorry guys, I'm still driving a good old-fashioned Ford Fusion. It does have a turbo though, and I have the Tesla Cybertruck on order, but for now, I still have to fill up with gas. So on Tuesday, I filled up with 10 gallons of gas, about 2/3 of my tank, which cost me $22.42. Really great prices we have right now, and I used the Hilton Honors Surpass card, which gets me 6 points per dollar at gas stations. The only other thing I spent money on Tuesday was my subscription to Edge of Wonder, which is $9.99. They are a YouTube channel who report a lot of interesting conspiracy and UFO related stuff, kind of like Ancient Aliens, but on YouTube. In fact, they even have David Wilcock from Ancient Aliens, no, not this guy, but this guy, on their show on a regular basis. But anyway, they're always getting demonetized on YouTube, so I support them with a subscription to their own website where you get bonus content anyway. So that brings our total for Tuesday to $32.42, but if we get rid of that subscription to Edge of Wonder, because technically that is a monthly recurring expense, it brings us down to $22.41. Ah, Wednesday, the day that would throw Dave Ramsey into a fit of rage.
And when you give your income away, you have given up your economic future. All for crap. For a stinking flat screen.
But first, let's look into all the small items, and then I'll tell you about the one big thing we bought. We went to a Chinese supermarket and picked up some Asian food items that you can't get at ShopRite. This was $35.30, again using the Chase Freedom card for 5 points per dollar at supermarkets. We then got tacos from El Tapiato. I forgot to film it, so here's a stock photo of a delicious taco. Anyway, for that, we used the Amex Platinum's $15 per month Uber credit to order Uber Eats for pickup. So we paid $10.79 for $25.79 worth of food. All right, now comes the big one. I have the same problem as Antonio from Little Rock.
My wife, she's kind of gotten out of control with her spending.
Yep, Mrs. Credit Shifter decided she wanted a new MacBook Pro, but not just the entry-level version, no, she wanted upgraded RAM, i9 processor, upgraded graphics card, etc. The price came to $3,199, but we used the B&H Paybu card, yeah I know it's a weird name, to save the tax, which would have been $259.92, so we actually saved a little over 8%. Now, if you don't know, B&H is this amazing video camera and video production and computer equipment store in New York City. It's run by Hasidic Jews. They've got this conveyor belt system that delivers the products from the warehouse to the front desk. Anyway, if you're involved in video production in New York City, it's impossible for you not to know B&H. It's a very distinctive place. And in the past, there was kind of a trick because they only had that one location in New York City, which is obviously in New York State. If you ordered to a different state, like New Jersey, for example, you wouldn't have to pay sales tax. Well, states are now cracking down on that, and you get charged sales tax pretty much wherever you order these days, right? But B&H, they figured out a workaround, and they released a credit card called the Paybu card. And it's even better because now, even if you send a product to an address in New York State, you still save the tax, which is around 8% or so. Now, I will mark this as unusual spending for when we do our grand total at the end. So our grand total for Wednesday was $3,245.09, but if we just look at the weekly spending without the unusual spending, it would be $46.09. Let's move on. Thursday was when my economic impact payment, or Trump bucks, finally arrived. That's actually not real, it's just a mock-up, oversized check, like when you win the lottery. Now, this was my plan with the MacBook Pro. So we got $3,400 in economic stimulus payments. Mrs. Credit Shifu spent her total $1,200 stimulus payment on the MacBook Pro. I gave her $600, and each of our two kids, without even knowing it, gave her $100 each. So that's a total of $2,000, already paid off 2/3 of her new MacBook. Then I made a charitable donation of the other half of my stimulus payment, $600. I moved $800, $400 each to our kids' custodial brokerage accounts, which are basically stock investment accounts where I buy and sell shares, and I'm growing those accounts and they will become legally owned by our kids when they are 18. It's good that they have to wait that long, because if they got it before, they'd probably spend it on something stupid like this.
Want to try the catapult? The catapult?
And then lastly, I paid our family's monthly health insurance bill, which is $935. Now that may sound a lot to you if you get your health insurance through a company, but don't forget that company is actually paying on your behalf. So money is still being paid, but if you run your own company, then you've got to pay it yourself, or you've got to make a decision how you pay for it. But right now, I'm still just paying through it myself through the Obamacare website. So for Thursday, the total was $2,335, but if you remove the unusual items and the recurring payments, you're actually left with $0. Now, the one thing about having kids is that they fight over stuff. This little thing has caused a lot of conflicts, and it gets even more use now the kids are at home every day. So I bought another one on Amazon for baby credit Shifu, which cost $54.03, and I used the Amazon Prime Visa signature card for 5% back. Then Mrs. Credit Shifu Impulse bought these walkie-talkies for the kids as well, which cost $22.07, also using the Amazon Prime Visa signature for 5% back. On Friday, the other item that I bought was this varnish for a pine table that I'm varnishing. The total with brushes and sandpaper added in came to $23.50 at a local hardware store. I used the Amex Gold, it's just 1 point back per dollar. I didn't really have any other option. Then on Friday, I had 2 monthly recurring payments. First of all was my electricity bill for $106, and then my mortgage payment for $1,638.52. Both of these were bank transfers, so I didn't earn any credit card points on them. That took my Friday total to $1,844.75, or just $100.23 if we remove the monthly recurring items. So now we're at Saturday, which is the last day of the week. Now there's this really great Chinese restaurant near my house called Tao's. They do authentic Sichuan cuisine. Again, here's a stock photo because I forgot to film it. So I spent $24.10 on Sichuan takeout using the Amex Gold card for 4 points per dollar. Then I spent $19.31 on a few things from the hardware store again. And then I spent $13.94 on some bottled drinks from a small grocery store. Since we spent the whole day outside leveling out some earth at the end of my backyard, this was a big job and you really need refreshments for it. So that brings the Sunday total to $57.35, and all of that was just weekly spend. All right, now let's get into some totals. So the total amount of money that left my bank account / credit card accounts that week was $7,854.71. But that did include some unusual spending like a MacBook Pro and, charitable donations, etc. And some things are just too out of the ordinary to be left in, like Graham Stephan explains.
If you subtract the renovation, the non-recurring meditation coach, and also the one-time extravagance going to Mastro's, my actual normal weekly expenses is more like $475.27 for everything I mentioned.
So if you take out those unusual amounts and also remove monthly recurring payments, you just look at that week's spending, you actually get $432.18. But that isn't really how much my life costs. So to get a more accurate picture of it, I'm going to leave out the unusual spending, but I'm going to leave in the monthly recurring payments like the mortgage, etc. And I'm going to add in some other monthly recurring payments that I paid earlier in the month, like for example, $340 for my propane bill. My car insurance was $180 approximately. So that all comes to $3,343, and then we're going to divide that by 4 to get the weekly figure approximately, which comes to $835, and we add that on to my weekly just living expenses spending, and we get $1,267. That is how much my life costs in upstate New York. I mean, Orange County, New York. However, I will leave you with one final thought. All the schools are closed at the moment, even daycares. So that means the kids are at home and I am saving $1,400 every month on daycare expenses, which if we divide that by 4 to get the weekly costs, it's $350. So, we could just put an extra $350 per week into the kids' trust funds for their college in the future. But nah, I think I'm going to spend it on that $6,000 hot tub I've been dreaming about. Alright guys, that's basically it. Let's just very quickly look at how I stack up against some other people who have made this video. Nate O'Brien spends $505, Graham Stephan spends $7,555 or $99.69 or $475 depending on what kind of spending he adds in. I'll go with the $475. Shelby Church spends $1,441.58 and Erik Conover spends $1,882.58. So I'm kind of in the middle. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Please leave your comment below. Tell me how much you spend in a week, and if you think my spending is high or low. Hit the like button for the YouTube algorithm. Get 2-3 stocks from Webull, link below, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.